It's the Big Trav and Q Show.
What they waiting for?
Just another damn podcast. Now let's go.
That's right. Let's go. What's up, Q? What's going on with you, baby boy?
Man, Big Trav, I'm ready to go, baby. I'm so excited, man. So passionate. And I'm also so Detroit.
What Detroit got to do with us? what you didn't already started on some versus stuff, man. I think you know what?
Oh, Trav, let it roll, man.
I think you
let that roar, man. It's just that roar.
I know what it
that
is.
Excitement.
I know what it is. The schedules is getting released. The schedule is getting released at 6:30. I believe it's 6:30, maybe 8 o'clock. I forget. But the NFL schedules are getting released tonight. Matter of fact, they should be released already. Oh man, I'm gonna see if I can get them. Oh, that'll be dope to do on the show. Hold on. Let me see. It was supposed to be at 6:30.
Okay, it's supposed to be at 6:30.
It was supposed to be at 6:30. Let me see. Let me see what we got here.
Right. What we working with?
Let me see here. All right, where is it at? Dallas Cowboys schedule. Let's see here. I posted one earlier. Cowboys schedule 2020 date and times. Let's see here. Schedule. Let me see if it's official. All right. Let me go to their website. Okay. Okay. No, that was, let me see here. Nope, they haven't posted it yet. But at some point during the show, we'll get it on. We'll get it on at some point during the show. Okay. So what's going on, man? What's going on with you, man?
Man, I'm so excited, Trav. I'm ready to get on. I think we got some juicy topics that I think people are really going to be interested in talking about today.
For sure.
Last and not least, man, I just want to go ahead and start it out right. And for those of you who are just tuning in and just hearing us for the first time, we want to thank you for coming on to the show and listening. I think our viewership has been really, really growing a lot. And I want to thank everybody who's been either posting or sharing and viewing our page. I know I speak for my co-host as well. He feels the same way. But for those that wants to continue listening to us, Big Trav made an announcement earlier this week that we are on iHeartRadio, so you can go and listen to our previous episodes that he has posted. He may not have posted a lot of them, but he has been posting them. Wink, wink. Right, Trav?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
but I, you know what? I will. You know what? I've been something else has had my attention, and that was like more important. And so, but I tell you what, I've taken care of that situation, and we're all set. So I'll start posting all the podcasts. You know, I'll start posting everything that we've done. I'll start posting it tomorrow. And I can do it all this weekend, you know. But on the screen right now, I have all of our social media handles. We got the Facebook on the screen there, and we got the Twitter handle on there, and we got the YouTube, and we got the Instagram social media handles on the screen right now. So we don't have to tell you anymore. It's on the screen. That's, you know, we got to go do an applause. We got to do applause for it being on screen. Yeah, it's on screen now. So yeah, take a look at that, and then that's how you can get a hold of us. And let's see here. All right, so let's get rid of all of that. Okay. Also, matter of fact, let me do a follow-up with the social media handles. Like I continue to say, we need to get our Instagram followers up. So make sure you do go to the Instagram and follow us on Instagram, and also go to our YouTube page. We need to get our subscribers up. You know, that's like I told you, like I keep saying, like I continue to say, when we reach out to people for interviews, you know, mainly like celebrities, you know, they go and check out our Instagram. They go check out our subscribers on YouTube. If ain't nobody messing with us, they not going to mess with us. So we need to really get those up. We're going to continue to work on those, and we need your help. So make sure everyone does that. And there's a YouTube one there. So so go to YouTube and check us out on YouTube. There we have some additions to the Big Trav and Q Show. Did you know that?
I know it, but go ahead and explain it to our viewers.
Okay. We have the Guardians of the Galaxies has joined the table at the Big Trav and Q Show. I now have Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, I am Groot, and Rocket. So want to welcome our new members of the Big Trav and Q Show to the podcast. You got anything to say to them?
Welcome in there. I'm still waiting on Blade. You're never going to get past that, man. We need the brothers on there, man.
Okay, let me see here. Let me see how many brothers we got now. Man, we still stuck on the same. Well, Gamora. You know what? We gonna make Groot. Groot is a brother. We're gonna make Groot it's Vin Diesel. So we gonna make Groot is a brother. So he counts as a brother. So we got Groot, we got Gamora, we got Black Panther, and we got War Machine. So we got 4 brothers. We got 4 brothers on the table. So we good. we good, right?
They made a movie about that not that long ago, Trav. 4 brothers.
Okay. 4 brothers. Yeah, that was pretty good, man. I really enjoyed that. Okay. And of course, I am your host, DJ Big Trav. I just wanted to say that.
So you're in a good mood. You ready to set it off, man? You ready to get it going?
Yeah, for sure. I'm ready. I'm ready to get going. Hey, I was going
through
our
topics.
Okay, I was going through. Shout out to Yo-Yo. You can't play with my Yo-Yo. Shout out to Yo-Yo. You know what? Hey, listen, man. The interview didn't happen, but I still love her. Yo-Yo, I still got love for you, and we still got our fingers crossed that you guys are going to reschedule.
This guy says we're not going to talk about it no more, and not even try. He brings it up. Go ahead, get it off, man. Go ahead and get it out your chest, man.
She's part of the show today, so that was my setup. She's part of the show. I was going through my Instagram, and she posted a picture of herself on the beach, and she wanted everybody to know that she's 48 years old, and the picture is on the screen now. What do you guys think? Yo-Yo is looking pretty good, and she wanted everybody to know. And you can't see it, Q, but she's looking pretty good. Maybe you went on.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
She's on the beach. She's oiled up pretty good.
Right.
They made her look good, man. Hey, man, people, listen. I understand, but man, Yo-Yo back in the days, 1990, man, she was something to look at back then.
Oh yeah, she's still a cutie pie. Man. Still got love for her, man. I mean, she still. I love her personality. I love her energy, man. That's why I reached out to her, and that because that's what I do. I wanna when you're doing something like this, you want people, you want to interview people that your favorites. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so she was one of my favorites. So I was excited to have an opportunity to have her on the show. But we got our fingers crossed that they're going to reschedule the interview and everything will be on and popping again. So, but anyway, on to other news. One thing I want to talk about was, God, you know what? I gotta, his name. Did you, the jogger that was killed in Atlanta, the guy that was jogging, his name slipped my mind.
Auhmaud Arbery.
Who?
Auhmaud Arbery.
Did you say Auhmaud Arbery?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with that. Let's call him Auhmaud Arbery. Okay, Auhmaud Arbery. He was the black guy that was he was killed while he was jogging. I guess he went through a neighborhood that had some white supremacists, and it's been in the news. It happened like 2 months ago, but the guys that shot him, they still haven't been arrested. So 2 months has passed, and now everyone's outraged. And one of the people that was outraged was LeBron James. And LeBron James took to his Twitter and his Instagram, and let me see. Let me throw it up on the screen here. Okay. It says it's on the screen there. It says LeBron. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the response. Okay, we got to go to the other one. Okay. All right. Hold on. I got to be able to read it off the screen. I got to get you out of there. Okay, this is what LeBron posted on his Instagram and on his Twitter. He said, "We're literally hunted every day, every time we step foot outside the comfort of our home. I can't even go for a damn jog, man. Like, what the fuck? Man, are you kidding me? No, man, for real, are you kidding me? I'm sorry. Auhmaud, rest in peace. My prayers and blessings sent to the heavens above to you and your family." So, okay, there's the correct pronunciation. His name is Auhmaud Arbery. Auhmaud. There we go. It's just spelled differently. Auhmaud Arbery. Okay, LeBron posted that. And, everyone's been posting something about it, how they feel about it. Everybody's been feeling some type of way about it, especially, black folks. And Jason Whitlow. Is it Whitlock? Jason Whitlock? Jason Whitlock from Fox Sports. He always got something extra to say. And, Jason Whitlock, what he does is he thinks he's calling black folks out on their bullshit. That's what he thinks he's doing. He's always in the media. Like Charlamagne the Guy got a problem with him because he's always
Charlamagne the Guy always have a problem.
Yeah, always got a problem. His name is Jason Whitlock, Fox Sports.
Corey Holcomb had a problem with this.
Yeah, and I think that's what he think he's doing. He think he's calling black folks out on their bullshit. And so LeBron James was no exception. He responded to LeBron James, and this is what he says. He says LeBron is the Pied Piper for a lot of athletes. If the goal is to promote justice for Auhmaud Arbery, LeBron's rhetoric doesn't promote justice. It promotes emotion and fear, the enemies of justice. We can continue to promote emotion/fear, or we can seek justice. And I don't know how to spin that, or how to layman that, but it's AKA coded for LeBron. Listen, stay in your lane. He's trying to tell LeBron to stay in his lane. Leave the social and political lane, to someone else. He want to take a page out of Jordan's book, and Jordan didn't involve himself in political situations and political items, and that just recently came out in the Last Dance documentary. They wanted Jordan to show support and speak up for I think his name was Harvey or Henry Gantt. He was running for the senator. He was running in the Chicago area. I could be wrong, but a guy was running for office. Everybody felt like they wanted Jordan to step in and show some support for him. And his reply was Republican buy shoes too. And he didn't want to take sides. So I guess Jason Whitlock thinks that LeBron should do the same thing, and so Jason Whitlock, once again, man, you just went too far, man. Just stick to the. I know LeBron is sports, but you know what? I just think at this point, he got a reputation rubbing black folks the wrong way. It just seemed like he would get it sooner or later, and it just don't seem like he's getting it, man. What do you say?
First of all, Trav, we got a caller on the line. Are you there? Are you there, Mr. Coleman?
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, hanging in there, buddy. Hanging in there.
Yeah, he wanted to comment on the recent deaths of the recent killings of what's going on, and he had something he wanted to say about it real quick in the Jason Whitlock incident. Mr. Coleman, so what is your thoughts right now? What's going on?
Well, what else can we say? I mean, we're looking at this thing play out all over again, repeatedly. And the only thing I can see us doing at this point is the economic piece. That's how Dr. Claude Anderson put the blueprint out there for us. And I think we should really, before that elder leaves us, we should really engage him and start putting that into effect. The other thing, we talked about this before, you and I, Q. I believe we have to be very careful jumping on the bandwagon, saying that we want gun control. I think the gun control we need is being able to hit our target. That's the gun control I think we need as a people.
Okay. You want to explain that? You say the gun control. He said the gun control that we need to implement is a target. Is that us shooting people? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, we're not just gonna say shooting people. That's just too blanket. You know what time it is. Bottom line is,
Civil
kill
War.
Mine, I'm coming for yours.
So a race war. You know, because
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said, are you saying that we should prepare for a race war? Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, you're going too far with it, talking about race war.
Okay.
The bottom line is, you do dirt to me, I'm gonna do dirt to you.
Oh, okay.
Don't do anything to me and mine that you don't. I
agree. The thing is, you know what? Here's where, okay, based on what you said, this is what I thought about. I thought about this. What if Auhmaud would have been, as he was jogging, what if he would have been carrying a gun, and then those guys would have, jumped in the truck and rode up on him with the shotgun, and then he would have shot them? What do you guys think would happen?
Well, that scenario is, you painting a scenario with me.
Right.
Hell, I go out, run, I work out, and especially in this day and time, a white person couldn't approach me talking about what the fuck you doing.
Right.
You can't even approach me. I'm telling you from the jump. When you come, you need to keep your distance. I feel threatened at this point. What is your business with me? Okay, we've established you have no business with me. You need to go about your business. And we have to do, we got to be white people at this point. We got to get on the phone and start calling for the police, calling for help.
Right.
Hey, I'm in trouble.
You think Auhmaud should have done that? You think he shouldn't have responded? He just should have got on his phone and called 911? You know
what? That probably would have been the best thing for him to do in that circumstance. Because that's a no-win situation if you're going to call yourself going to try to rush them,
right,
or rush this individual. That's a no-win situation.
Right.
That's not something that I would try to do. There's no tough in that situation. It's a thinking man's game. If I have people following me with shotguns and carrying on, I'm going to the nearest residence where it looks like somebody's there. I got to be the white man right now.
Right.
I got to do what white people do. I'm about to. It's people with badges and guns that get paid for this shit. I'm telling. Now, if we cross that bridge where, we're talking about an imminent threat, hey, que sera, sera. That's man win.
Hey, we got a question in the chat for Travis and Mr. Coleman.
Okay.
They're asking.
Okay, stay with us, caller, because I wanna dig a little deeper with you. So, what's the question, Q?
The question is, they said with the recent events of seeing people storm the government residencies with guns and everything, how would have looked if that would have been African Americans doing the very same thing?
You said
it would have been a massacre. That's what.
You know what? I seen a video. I think I posted it on our Instagram page. They was arresting the guy. They was arresting a white guy, and the white guy, he had a gun on his hip, and they was just so nice with him. You know, they was just really nice with him, and so the title of the video was, "Oh, look at this nice arrest." You know, and so everyone was commenting, you know, if he had been black, you know, it would have been a takedown, it would have been a wrestling move and all of that stuff, man. I seen that video. You know what? Yeah, man. You know, a lot of things don't line up, man. That don't line up.
Aubrey, I'll tell you this.
Go ahead.
I respect them folks. I respect them. You know why? Because therein lies the black and white difference between black and white in this country. A white man in this country, under no circumstance, he knows that there's more on the line behind this coronavirus situation than what's being told. There's more on the line as far as a doctored up a situation where we're moving quicker and quicker into a cashless-based society. And they know that means ultimate slavery for them also. In other words, it won't be just us anymore. Anybody who's not part of the crew, who doesn't have that dollar, you're going to be a slave too.
Well,
and here's what they did. They went and and it's not just here in Michigan. That's the deeper underlying reason why they're out there. And you're going to see it, and you're going to continue to see it, state to state to state to state, because they said, I'd rather die, and I'd rather you kill me, or we're going to start shooting and tearing up some shit before I go into slavery without a fight. Now, what's our problem when we just allowing people to be shot while they out running?
So let me ask you this. So you think that that the I wonder why why do you think they didn't arrest the guys, the guys that shot him? Why do you think? I mean, have you?
Because there was the threat of violence.
Okay.
And they shot that man.
Okay.
And there were other armed men there for the same purpose. How do you think that was going to play out?
Okay.
And these are the same guys that when they're not on the job, MSP is not on the job. These are the same guys that they're socializing with and surround themselves with at the bars and so on and so forth.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I heard that one of the guys involved in the shooting is a detective, or used to be a detective, something of that sort, and he excused himself from the case or whatever, and someone else was supposed to look at it, but ultimately they decided not to arrest the guys because they knew the guys. They knew the guys that was involved with the police department knew the guys that was involved with the shooting. So it's being alleged that they went easy on them or didn't arrest them because of that, which is unfortunate.
We better get here.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm gonna tell you something. Working in that field, there are certain you know what to see and you know what not to see.
Exactly.
There are going to be things that if you did something, it's just a matter of how bad was it, that we're all going to put our heads together and say, well, Trav fucked up on this one, but we got to get him out of this shit.
Right. Okay, let's table that. Let's move on to the shooting at Family Dollar, man. Do you know the details of that? You know what happened with that?
It's unfortunate.
Okay.
It is absolutely unfortunate.
What?
But this is what we got. I mean, I'm looking at the neighborhood and whatnot. We have lost so many good people, man. Individuals who were doing things, individuals who, if they had more time to live, who knows where they could be and what kind of changes they could have made. And then we have the population of our brothers and sisters who don't have a clue, the foggiest clue as to what this is all about, and think that they were born into poverty for no reason. You weren't just born into poverty for just out of the blue. That situation was created for you, but they don't know.
Now, you know what? I didn't do a follow up on the Family Dollar story. Are you aware if they caught up with the guys? Larry, the guys is Larry Teague and his name is Ramon Bishop are the two guys. You know if they caught up with those guys yet?
No, I don't, but they will.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if you really just the nuts and bolts of it, the brother was doing his job. He said something to her. She didn't like what he said. She know that her cousins or whoever, that they will really pop off, and she went out there and told them. It'd be funny to hear what she actually told them when she went out and said that she was having a problem.
Right.
But see, you don't realize, it all comes out in the wash in court. And then before you know it, you done went in there and they done did what they did. They killed a man, took a man's life over a lie, or over an exaggeration, or, just going too far with the situation. You
know what got me? He shot him in the back of the head. You know what I said in that situation? Listen, it's two of y'all. It's two of y'all. Y'all could have jumped him. I mean, come on. You cowards. You shot him in the back of the head. It's two of y'all. Why y'all just didn't beat him up? Which would have been wrong too. But damn, you had to shoot him.
That's
ignorance.
That's a big one, Trav.
Yeah.
That term right there is what I used to say a lot of times to guys when I worked in the penitentiary. We can no longer afford to be cowards. You here because we didn't face what we had to face head on.
I can't wait till they catch up with the guys because I want to see, because you would think, okay, maybe he shot them because they were little guys and the security guy was big.
They couldn't beat him.
Yeah. Okay. Because, normally you would think that would be a circumstance, for shooting somebody. Hey, I can't take him with my hands, so I'm gonna shoot him.
But you got to take a few licks too.
Right. So
he got to be knee deep off him.
If
nobody can pull him off.
If I find out that both of these guys was bigger than the security guy and they shot him, that's super coward. That's y'all some straight up bitches for real.
But see, the irony of everything that we're talking about is, I know we're spotlighting the shooting aspect of it, but what I talked about, to reiterate what I was talking about yesterday, Mr. Coleman, was the fact that where was the intervention of logic and practicality? Meaning, okay, here's a young lady, right or wrong, good or bad, had an altercation with a gentleman, right? And whether the descriptive and the narrative is maybe his tone, maybe he was overbearing. We don't know how those things were inflicted that made her go back to tell the situation. There was no one that said, hey, maybe he was wrong about his approach, but all he was doing was not only protecting the store and doing his job, but protecting your life. We lost perspective on everything other than the incident itself. The incident itself is horrible.
Yeah,
but,
you know what?
Go ahead.
A lot of times, you know what? I'm from the hood. I think all of us are, and you. A lot of times, you don't be surprised when something happened in the hood, but I was surprised at this, man. I mean, come on, dudes. I mean, it wasn't no gang shit. It wasn't no, it wasn't at the club. It was at Family Dollar. Come on. Right. I mean, what? It
Pure cowardice. Pure
come on,
cowardice.
man. Listen, man, prayers go out to the security guard's family. Oh, man. And I've posted several things on my social media pages, praying for the security guy. And I did post, there's a $5,000 reward for the arrest and capture of Larry Teague and Ramanye Bishop. Those are their names. And so that information is on all my social media pages. Make sure you guys copy that picture, save it to your phone. If you see these guys, please turn them in, man, because you know what? Just senseless killing, man.
Oh, they're not going anywhere. I mean, this is the era of Homeland Security.
Right.
All of us have given up our thumbprints voluntarily, the iPhones and retina scans. What is it? The camera systems now, facial recognition.
Yeah, they got them.
There's nowhere they're going to be able to go that they won't be able to pick them up.
Let me ask you about something.
Go ahead, Trav.
Let me ask you about something else. I don't know if you caught wind of it. It just it's hitting the media today, but and then we're gonna talk about it in a minute. I got some video. A young man from Indianapolis. He was running from the police. He was running.
Yeah, I saw it.
He was running from the police in his car, and he went live on Facebook. Why I don't know, but he went. So he's running from the police. He turns on his live Facebook, and he's narrating, as he's running from the police. I mean, he in the video like, man, the boy's on my ass. You know what, man? Hey, man, I'm about to park this bitch and get out and run. I'll let you guys hear the video in a minute. And so he jumps out the car. He starts running, and you can hear the police, shoot him in the video. And so I'll play that in a minute. And then, and of course, Mike Epps, comedian Mike Epps, he's from Indianapolis, and he had something to say, and we'll play that video too. So what do you know? What did you find out about that?
I watched it all. I watched the comments made by the deputy chief. For all intents and purposes, everybody should go to prison.
Right. I know.
If I was Department of Justice and I saw that, and I'm listening intently to the dialogue of the officers, and there was no deployment of a taser. You said on television there was deployment of a taser. To add insult to injury further, you'd have got away with it even more if you'd have just said, well, we thought he had a gun and we shot him, but you planted a gun at this point.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
You're saying that you asked the question, did the guy have a weapon? And see, but before I get too far in all that, let me explain something.
Okay.
Where this thing, the public doesn't understand and doesn't know how far left this whole thing has gone. 20 years ago, or 15, 20 years ago, you could not murder an unarmed man or woman who did not have a weapon and did not pose an immediate threat. You could not do that. And at what point or juncture did we cross that bridge that is okay in 2020?
Yeah, you know what? And you know what? And you know what? When you say that, it makes me think, or makes me wonder, when did they implement the stand your ground law?
That has nothing to do with it.
Okay, I just wonder. What I'm talking about
is law enforcement policy and procedure.
Right.
You cannot shoot and kill an unarmed citizen who did not present an immediate threat to self, third party, or someone else at that time. If you had shot and killed a citizen in that manner, you are going to jail. So what we need to do, first of all, people need to understand the law And at what point, where do we turn this corner that which allowed the prosecutors and the judges to start allowing this? This was never procedure. That shit would get you locked up quicker than the person you was trying to lock up.
Right. Yeah, you know what? It does seem like things hasn't changed.
It is morally, ethically, and unfucking professional.
Yeah, it is.
You have to have. If you look at our own military, they have what's called rules of engagement.
Right.
You mean we're talking about foreign enemies?
Right.
That we have rules of engagement.
Right. Right. And that's why we so outraged.
You out here, Cowboy Joe, blowing everybody's head off on the corner.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead. I think you guys can hear it. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video so everybody else can see it and they can hear it. And what you're gonna hear in this video is the guy is narrating his live video. You're gonna hear and see him. For those of you that can see it, you probably can't see it for another. We got like a 20-second delay, but you'll see it in real time. But anyway, you guys, I think you guys can hear it through the phone line here. I'm gonna play it.
I can hear it.
Okay.
I can hear it.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. And what you're hearing is him narrating it. And he said he's about to jump out the car, and then he jumps out the car, and then you hear the gunshots. And I mean, I think it's like at least 10 to 15 shots. You know, it's a lot of shots. So let me go.
I counted about 11, man.
Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and play the video.
What street is this? I'm finna park this motherfucker to get the fuck out. On baby. What's this, Michigan and what? Ace? I'm finna park this motherfucker at Ace. On 62nd in Michigan? Somebody come get my stupid ass. Fuck you. Shit.
Police actually shooting.
It's gonna be a closed casket,
Huh? There's gotta be a shell case. There's gotta be one, right?
All right, appreciate it.
Okay, I'm back, guys. Yeah, you know what? I don't know why we couldn't hear the video. I got to figure out. That's something I got to figure out with this.
No, I heard the video.
You heard
I was watching the video.
Oh, you heard it? Okay, all right. I was wondering. I got the mixer plugged in, so I got to figure. That's something I got to figure out. But anyway, so what do you think, Q?
But listen. My question is going to be posed to Mr. Coleman, because it's like my initial thought is blitz or trend, because we're seeing a lot of these incidents that are happening, and there's a vast majority of people who are starting to become either desensitized to these situations, because it's like a large room of them are coming to the point of, well, it's just unfortunate, but that's how they treat us. And it's like a lot of young men that I know feel like that's just a part of the game. It's just,
this is what begets the situation of the young brother in Georgia, where you think you can just ride down on somebody indiscriminately and murder them.
Yeah,
everything. We can go back to Trayvon Martin. All these situations that
we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't have this problem if somebody, some so-called gangsters or whoever the hell, or his family members, had went ahead and took care of that problem. We wouldn't be having this conversation in 2020. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Do you remember the infamous court hearing where the judge said ignorance? He used to say ignorance is bliss. And I take you on, and Mr. Coleman, I think you would know exactly what I'm going with. When the Rodney King situation happened, remember before the end, it was like, well, if you didn't see it, you don't know what happened, right?
Right.
So when people started filming, that it was so historic in that aspect because that was the first time you ever. Well, that was
see what was going on to
right.
What was happening to us out here in the street on these traffic stops. That you would tell somebody and they would swear that they just couldn't possibly believe that law enforcement would do something like that to you.
Correct. Correct. And so now it's like people looked at that like things are changing now because now we have documented proof that these things are happening. There's no more hearsay, no more, rallying everybody in the village, go get the pastor, run down to the police station and say, we have the young man, sir. He saw the incident. No more of that. Now we have video. So people thought that.
Listen, and that's the whole thing we talking about, bruh.
Right.
We only have okay. So you got it. The mentality now is, so what?
That's where I was going with that.
There's nobody. You talking about what's the guy's name who's the head of the DOJ right now, or at least he's the one who's calling all the shots. Barr.
Yeah, I believe that's him.
Is it William Barr?
I believe so. Yeah, I can't look it up right now. But yeah.
Okay, basically we living in a rogue nation. I call it Rogue Nation 2020.
Okay.
You can't count on any of these entities at this point to exact justice. So what do?
Yeah, you know what? And then you know what's going to get lost, in all three of these things that we're talking about is that I think all three of the things that we the situations, they're going to get lost in
William. Not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
William P. Barr is the head of DOJ.
Okay.
Go ahead, Trav.
Okay. Yeah,
I think we know his background. So that's who's the boss over there.
And he's the head of William Barr is the head of what now?
I said that he's the boss over there, and I think we all know his background.
He's the boss over at where?
Over DOJ, Department of Justice.
Oh, okay. I got it.
The FBI and DOJ, they're the only ones who could come and kick these local agencies in the ass and say, hey, you can't do that. You're not going to do that. And this is what's going to happen to you and what we're willing to do to you if you do that.
And you know what? I think they need to step in the Auhmaud Arbery, the jogger. I think they need to step in on that. And why haven't they stepped in already? I mean, it's been 2 months. And, come on, man. We don't even have an explanation. As far as I know, we don't even have an explanation. I
was downtown Detroit and talking to the people at EEOC and a lot of these enforcement federal branches because of a complaint I wanted to file against my employer. They said that what Trump is doing is defunding all of the enforcement branches in their budgets, so they don't have the money to investigate or to pursue bringing charges against these different entities.
Okay. What I started to say was that I'm afraid that all three of these incidents, they're going to get lost. Well, I hope that the Family Dollar one doesn't, but I don't think that will. But I think that, but you know what? But the quarantine has something to do with it. So I just think that once the quarantine is done and we done got past it, all three of these situations, I'm afraid that they might get lost in the quarantine situation. Because that's the reason that the people in Atlanta are given for someone not being arrested because of the Auhmaud Arbery situation. That's the reason they're getting, or that that's the reason that they're getting out of the situation, is that all the quarantine talk has hindered the investigation, and they've been able to treat it like a normal investigation because of the quarantine. That's the information that the folks in Atlanta is getting. And I also got a video that I'm gonna play as well. Is, I don't know why I can't hear it, but I got to work that out. But Jermain Dupri, he had something to say about I guess he was upset that the person, he was like, who shot the video? He was like, he said, why the person with the video wasn't helping instead of showing the video? And you know, but I already know the answer to that, because that's just what we do nowadays. When everybody see an event, when we see trauma and drama taking place, I think that we have grown accustomed to just break out our cameras and our
You know
camera.
what? We become, amateur cowards instead of getting involved.
Right.
Amateur coward camera reporter.
Right.
Instead
Exactly.
of getting involved, I don't know how old you are, but guys in our age group, if we saw something jumping off we knew wasn't right, we didn't have to know you.
Well, I don't know how involved I would have been if I seen two guys with a shotgun, but I definitely would have got on the phone. I definitely would have got on the phone.
Trav, we know you would have been ass and elbows. We get it. We understand that. But I wanted to interject for a second and say that what I found interesting, Mr. Coleman, is that I was looking at an interview on YouTube, and there's Michael Ferenzi. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. If I'm not, please forgive me. He was doing an interview, and why this is relevant to the topic is because he said this traces back to the days of Hoover. And
you say back to the days of what?
Hoover.
Hoover. Oh, Hoover. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And what he was alluding to was when the JFK killing. And he was talking about how the Kennedy's father had ties with the mob. And whether he was an active participant or not, which this guy is brilliant about doing the interview without incriminating himself, by the way. I just want to say that. But what he was saying is that once the ripple tide, meaning, they got into a situation where, okay, your business interests didn't align with his business interests, and that's where it became a situation where it was like, okay, so your son is going to pay the price for your mishap. Meaning, you know about our business over here, Mr. Kennedy. You've been with us, you've bet with us, you drank with us, you've had our women with us, you've done all of these things. You've participated in all of the great things, and but now that our business does not align, because now your son wants to be president, and you are now basically telling us now all of a sudden, I didn't send him after y'all, but I'm not going to call him off either. How is this relevant to what's going on? And I know how Travis getting ready to think, is because there was a club back then that a lot of the socialists and a lot of the celebrities used to go to. J. Edgar Hoover went to the club and was filmed having relations with another male man at the time. And back in the time, being a homophobic, being homosexual was not viewed high. Mm-hmm. So basically, it was told that if these information came out to you, there was a conversation that came down and said, "Hey, Mr. Hoover, hey man, we know how powerful you are. We know you're the CIA. We get all that, but we got something on you. If you decide to continue to go after our business and do the things that you're doing, we're going to put this information out." Trav, don't worry about that. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I need you to turn your business alignment to the African American community. I need you to detour what you're doing right now and focus on that and leave what we got going on over here. See, in the military, we call that flanking. Flanking means we want to send everybody one way while everything that we need to do is going another way.
Okay.
So how that speaks into what's going on currently is that once the site and everything was centered that way, for those who were empowered with the media, all the people that were set in places for all these particular situations that had power with the media, the news, and all of that type of things, how they can shape and mold and construct the information that's being disseminated out here now, plays a part into how the scriptures and things that go on to today. When you see stories like Trayvon Martin, when you see how all these things are going. So I wrap that up by saying that the synopsis of that is saying that, hey, you cannot be surprised on what's going on because it was orchestrated and it was set down and it was a design that was set back in the what you want to say, late 50s, 60s, Mr. Coleman? You know what I'm saying? So how you have to be able to go back into history to see how some of these things are relevant to today. Your response, Mr. Coleman?
I think that's asking too much and too short of a time frame. And the learning curve is going to be, something different. The bottom line, what we have to realize about what we're seeing here, just being murdered in the street. And then, and of course, you're going to have, there's a certain aspect about responsibility also. And that still goes back to what we were talking about being cowards. See, when you don't go ask anybody for your freedom, you don't ask for any rights, okay? Because if you have to ask for them, they're not rights, they're privileges. Those people you see at the Capitol, love them or hate them, they said we ain't asking because they know the difference. They set this government up. They said that you people who we elected to office are employees of the people. You do our bidding. The moment that you are not doing our bidding, we're going to jump off in your knee deep. And that's what they're doing. When we take on the same mentality and stop apologizing and making excuses for people killing you, killing your friends, cousins, and people dead in the street like dogs, worse than dogs. There was an episode in that movie, in that series, Atlanta, with Wilson. What's the guy's name? Glover, who made the song "This Is America."
Right, Donald Glover.
where his buddy is sitting on the bed, and he's highly contemplating going to the gun range, and you're talking about laughing so hard. He put up a target of a dog. While everybody else was shooting other ethnicities on their target, he's got a dog on his target. And the dog on that target started so much mess in the gun range that he got put out because Jethro and everybody else was telling him, man, you just can't put no target up there and shoot no dog. You can't shoot no dog. He said, well, why would I? He said, well, why would I put a target up there? People shooting people, that's just weird.
That's crazy. Hey, check this out. Hey, Mr. Coleman. Hey, we glad that you called, man. You always a good conversation, man. We're gonna have to let you go. We got our phone over here is blowing up, man. We got to get these calls in.
Yes, sir.
So,
brothers, I look forward anytime I get a chance to talk with you guys. You know what? It's a stress reliever to talk to other intelligent black men.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Take care, man.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Peace.
That was a nice guy. I like him, man.
Trav, you doing it, man. You doing it big, man.
I like him, man. He's pretty
You
cool.
find topics that people really want to chime in on, man.
Well, that's what everybody. I mean, it's the hot topic. I mean, that's easy. I mean, everybody's talking about it. I mean, if you go through your,
you didn't know I was a little bit of a nerd historian, huh?
Yes, I did. you have a knack for pulling just random information out of your ass, man. So you that's why we
random.
Yeah. You got a knack for pulling random information out your ass.
I'm gonna go back and look at your facial expressions.
Oh man!
But to the point of what I was trying to get at is that when there's a cause and then there's a reaction. So when there's something that starts, that when you see when things that are going on right now, what was the origin and how these things arrived to be where it is? That's the whole layman's term.
Okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna play the Jermain Dupri video. I don't know why I can't hear it. It's something I got to figure it out. But I'm gonna play it, and then we'll talk after he's done.
Let's go. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? I'm making this video because I'm not really sure how many people actually read the comments and actually get down in the comments and see some of the things that's being said. And one of the things that puzzled me when I first saw the Auhmaud Arbery video was that I was like, who filmed this? Who would actually film this and not ring the alarm or not tell anybody, right? So earlier tonight, I posted a message from the Atlanta mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, and one of the comments that came in is from Lena _8334. She says, the video that everyone is watching of the murder was not captured by an innocent bystander. The person, William Bryan, that was filming the murder was an accomplice. He followed behind Travis and Gregory McMichael in his own car, filming the hate crime. And then she goes on to say that they sent the video to their friends, allegedly bragging about what had happened. And then, the Menace to Society shit happened where one of the friends showed it. One of the friends, she says, had a guilty conscience, and then they basically leaked it and let people see it. Thank you for that person, anyway. But I feel like that's enough, man. That's all that needs to be said. That's all we need to hear. And I pray.
Okay, so what do you think?
Yeah, I'm listening to the video, man. It's just first and foremost, I'm so proud to see people like Jermain Dupri and T.I. and all of these, and Killer Mike and all these guys taking more of a social, economical role in what's going on right now. And it's like seeing them being actively involved and stuff like that. So, they spent so many years doing music and entertainment, and now they're, whether they want to say it or not, they're like activists now. They're like speaking for the people that can't be spoke, they can't do it. Snoop Dogg as well, Game, all these other people doing that. And to see that these guys taking their platforms and doing what they're doing right now and speaking about these topics and letting people know, because they know that people follow them and listen to them, is just extraordinary. Now, secondary, horrific information. What troubles me, Trav, is that the information, it's not so much of the information that comes out. It's how much information that doesn't get a chance to see the light of day that astounds me, because it's like incidents like this, you would say, the first thing that should come to any person's mind is like, well, what else that we don't know? How come this information, it's just...
Trav?
Yeah, you there? Oh no, go
I'm
ahead.
here.
No, go ahead. We had a. I'm trying to get a caller on the line. Okay, there he is. Okay, hold on.
Hello?
Hold on. I'm trying to get this. Okay, hold on.
How come this information?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Big Trav and Q Show. You on the line?
Hey, what's up, Big Trav?
Oh.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. We had a. I'm trying to get a caller on the line.
This is Trav.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Trav?
Not much, man. I just called to chime in on your conversation.
Oh yeah. Go right ahead.
Well, I mean, it's such a delay on this thing. I'm listening to a whole nother conversation, and
About what's going on.
anyway, I have a couple of questions about the whole Auhmaud Arbery situation, and I kind of want to throw it out there if you guys want to indulge me for a second.
Okay.
All right. Well, now we know white people have always had a problem. They've never had a problem with calling the police on anything. I've seen video on top of video. They call the police on some guys barbecuing in the park.
Right.
I've seen you call the police on people for coming to a swimming pool. I've seen you call the police on people for trying to come into his own apartment complex.
Right.
But my question is, what happened to all of that when it came to dealing with this situation? Secondly, just like Jermain Dupri said, I heard a lot of comments, and I wasn't very happy with the comments. These people were saying things like, what was he doing in that neighborhood? Why did he go in that neighborhood? You know, I'm thinking to myself, so you telling me that you can't go jogging in any particular neighborhood?
Exactly.
So that was another problem. The third problem I had with just the complete whole situation. Some people said, why did he try to grab the gun? I'm from the South. I don't know about you guys, but I'm from the South. 2-3 white boys roll up on me in a pickup truck armed. Well, I'm gonna do one or two things. I'm gonna have to fight or flight. That's the mentality that we've been taught. It's something that they teach you at school. This isn't something that you just manifested out of the blue. This young man knew he had to do one or two things. He had to fight or he had to flight. One or the other. And right there after they had him pinned up where he couldn't get past them, he had to go around them. That tells me that they were the aggressors. Not him.
Now how far the where it took place at was it in Atlanta or was it a suburb of Atlanta? Where was it at exactly?
Oh no, it's on the coast, close to Florida. It's a town called Brunswick.
Oh, it was in
Georgia.
Florida. Oh, I thought it was in Georgia. I thought it happened in Georgia.
It wasn't. It was on the border. It was in Georgia, but it was the Florida.
Oh, okay.
Border.
Oh, okay. All right.
The area called Brunswick. It's mostly swampland.
Oh,
really,
okay.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
And so he, the problem I had with the whole situation is the insensitive comments by people of color. I'm not talking about white people. White people made their own ignorant comments. But when black people, somebody sent a picture out this morning, posted, of him standing there with 3 or 4 other young men. Of course, they had guns and they was doing all that stuff. And I understand that. I understand that completely. So immediately, just because you think he's a thug, did he still deserve to die? My question, the whole thing is one big question that's answered in one video.
Hold on. It was somebody posted a picture of Auhmaud holding a gun.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. I was just making sure I was clear on that. So it was a picture. They posted a picture of Auhmaud holding a gun. Okay.
Him and 4 or 5 other guys holding guns, tattoos all over them. Of course, the general consensus now, well, he's a piece of shit thug. He got what he got. What did he get? My question is, even if he was in the neighborhood, even if they wanted to question him because they think he was a suspect in a break-in of a house under construction. It was a vacant house.
Right.
It was a vacant house. He wasn't running down the street with a television set in his hand.
Right.
He wasn't running with someone's purse, and she was yelling, "Stop that man, he's got my purse."
Right.
Last thing I want to say to this, the laws in Georgia are concerning stand your ground and citizen's arrest. What constitutes a citizen's arrest? Real simple. You have to visually see a crime being committed. Now, Big Trav, you ever been in the military?
No. But my co-host has.
Okay, well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. What's the difference between jogging and running?
They sound like the same thing to me.
Not a damn thing. There's no difference between them. Nothing. Now my question is either one of those against the law?
No, neither one.
Okay, so that brings up the very last thing. When you want to say that nothing was taken, we're saying that he was running. He didn't have anything in his hands. Nobody was chasing him, saying, "Hey, stop that man. He broke into my house."
Right.
He did anything. So if you have no proof on him, how the hell do you think showing a picture of him with some little thug niggas, that's exactly what I'm going to call him, because he was associated with those guys, that was it. Now, the DA recused himself because the father used to work for the DA in his office. So he recused himself and said, I can't get involved in this, which was a smart move. I'm not mad at the DA.
Right.
I'm okay with you doing that.
Right.
They sent it to Glenn County, which is another little town called Waycross, Georgia. That's exactly the way it sounds. Waycross, Georgia.
Waycross, Georgia.
Waycross, Georgia. And what happened is that DA recused herself. Now, the male that recused himself first still found the wherewithal within him to send a letter to the police department saying, "Oh, yeah, he's got priors. He's got priors. Here's a list of his priors. I can tell you what his priors are. Shoplifting and probation violation." One of the probation violation was simple. He took a gun to a high school football game. A fight broke out. He got caught with the gun. That's all it was. He never pointed it. He never shot. He never did anything with it. Police got the gun from him. So they arrested him and charged him. He got probation on a gun charge.
Right.
That was it. Now, it tells me that dude must know something about this guy. I think that guy knows him.
Yeah.
I just refuse to believe that you would just do all of that. Tell your son, get the guns, jump in the pickup truck, and just haul ass down the street to go chase this guy down. And literally, you just executed him.
I was thinking that too, but I thought that was gonna. It's been 2 months. I thought that would have came out, But yeah, this stinks. This stinks all the way around, man. It stinks, man. It really stinks all the way around.
It did come out.
That did come out that they knew him.
They came out in March. The whole thing they did a story on CNN in March.
Okay.
But people wanted to go protest, but of course Georgia had the shelter in place and the social distancing, and they weren't going to put up with any protest down there that hit down. A bunch of Negroes up there acting a fool, so they didn't want to put up with it. So basically, they told them, if you come up here, you're going to go to jail. If you come down here with all that marching and looting and acting a fool, some of y'all going to get worse. So I think what y'all need to do is wait till this COVID-19 thing is over. So nobody really pursued it after that. Well, what happened is it started leaking on social media. And when it started leaking, and we were still on lockdown. We were still on quarantine when that stuff was going on.
Right.
And we saw it. But there was really nothing you could do. Now that the governor of Georgia has opened the state up, now people want to go running down there. They want to try to make a point, and the point is not, to me, I just so you know, a little bit of quick history on me, and I'm not trying to take over your show.
Okay.
A little bit of quick history. I used to be president of the NAACP in one of the cities in Georgia. I don't like marching. Me, to hell with marching. I don't do all that stuff. I actually was in on the protest march from a little town called Forsyth, Georgia. That's when Oprah came down there a few years ago. This was way back in the 90s, early 90s. Oprah came to Forsyth to do an interview why the Forsyth County didn't want black people there. And so we marched, me and Hosea Williams and some other people, we marched about 5 years after that. And I told Hosea Williams, I told him, God rest his soul, If one of them crackers hit me with a bottle, I'm going to clear the damn streets. I'm not Dr. Seuss. I'm not going to get on my knees and pray for these crackers. I'm going to try to bust every last one of them wide the hell open. That's what I'm going to do.
Right.
So if you want me to go, I'll go. You know what Hosea Williams told me? Well, that's okay, Brother Evans. We don't need you.
Well, you know what? Let me ask you about let's get your thoughts on the Family Dollar security guard. Are you versed on that pretty good?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I want you to do something for me before I answer that.
Okay.
You know my page, The Point. I'm going to send you an invitation. I want you to come over there because I post all this stuff up on a daily basis.
Okay.
Me and my people, we post up every bit of bad news on both sides.
Okay.
I don't just go in and say white folks are the devil, white folks. There's some niggas out there that need to be executed too. There's some. But the problem is I think that we can't, a lot of times we as black people can't distinguish the difference between black people and niggas.
Right.
See, Travis Grant ain't a nigga. Travis Grant is a black man.
Thank you.
All right? I'm a black man. I'm pretty sure Q, I don't know Q, I've never met him. Q, I know you're a black man.
Right.
So when people tell me that, you know, when I say these stupid niggas are doing this dumb shit and they're doing this, people always say, why are you talking bad about black folks? I ain't never said nothing about black people. So now, the situation in Detroit, here's real simple. That man was doing his job. That man had a family to support. He was doing his job. If he hadn't have done his job, he would have got fired.
Right.
He was just doing his job. Now, the story that I got was he told her she couldn't come in the store without a mask on because I think she was coughing or something. She was coughing or sneezing or something. He told her she couldn't come in the store without a mask on. She got belligerent. She got upset. She started cussing him out. She spit on him.
Oh, I didn't get that part. I didn't get that part.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that niggas do I can't stand, especially our women. They just think that spitting on somebody is a great way to get your point across. For me, it's a good way to get your jaw dislocated when I slap you. If you hit me, if you spit on me, I don't condone nobody on this planet should ever be disgraced enough to be spit on. But she spit on the dude. All he did was put her out of the store. He didn't throw her in the street. He didn't kick the crap out of her. He pretty much escorted her out the door. She left. And, of course, what most niggas do, she went home and she told her husband this tragic story, probably how he beat her, whooped her, threw her in a shopping cart, kicked her out the door, and she rolled out in the parking lot. That's probably the story that she went home and told them.
Always.
And they fought it. They didn't come back and ask any questions. They went straight over there with the intent of messing this dude up.
You know, and I told the other guy, Mr. Coleman, that it's two of them and one of him. I said they could have beat him up. You know what I mean? Unless they was like tiny guys. I said they could have he shot, and then he took the coward way out, shot him in the back of the head, which means he wasn't looking. You know,
no,
so
he completely turned around and walking back into the store, and you dropped him right there at the door. That's where he got.
That is just so coward.
And she goes home. They take off on the run, and yeah, they did arrest her. I'm glad. And if it's a death penalty case, I'm sorry. Her ass need to be sitting right up there in that gurney with them. I don't care about that. I don't. She started this whole thing.
Exactly.
When all she had to do was put the mask on, go home, get a mask, put a mask on, or just maybe go get her son and say, look, can you go pick up this at Family Dollar for me?
Exactly. I just want to say at this point that the guys are still, as far as I know, the guys are still at large and considered dangerous. Mm-hmm. There's a $5,000 reward for the arrest and capture for Larry Teague and I think is Ramanye Bishop. That's the son. Mm-hmm. And so you guys can go to our social media pages. All the information is on there. Their pictures are on there. If you see these guys, please do the right thing and make sure these guys is brought to justice.
You just wasted your breath.
Exactly.
Because see, this is the thing about niggas. They don't snitch.
Right.
Clowns,
man.
I'm calling 911. If I see those clowns, I'm calling.
Well, let's do this. You know, people that's concerned. Yeah, people that's concerned, please, you know, do the right thing and bring those guys to justice. So let me. Them
Negroes are hiding in the hood right now. They're in the hood right now.
Let me get your opinion. Let me get your opinion on something else. LeBron James went on his Twitter, his Instagram, and he talked about you know the Auhmaud situation. and Jason Whitlock, you know, who always puts his foot in his mouth, and I think he called himself like I said earlier, he called himself like checking brothers. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so what do you think about Jason Whitlock responding to LeBron James? You know, I think. Go ahead.
I think, and this is just my opinion, and that's what I like about talk shows, because that's what you're supposed to do is talk.
Right.
And I have an opinion, and my opinion is simple. I think that politics need to stay with politics, sports need to stay with sports, fishing need to stay with fishing.
Right.
That's just that's just the way it is.
So LeBron shouldn't have said anything.
No, it's okay because number one, LeBron is a role model, regardless of how many people like him or not. He's a role model.
Okay.
And maybe sometimes things that he say will resonate with certain people. That's okay. But when you have people who constantly try to have beef or try to knock down something as positive as maybe trying to get people to look for the stars instead of staring at the ground, maybe you should just keep your opinion to yourself. Jason Whitlock, he gets into it with everybody.
Yeah, he does.
It ain't just LeBron. He gets into it. His opinion is supposed to be the most. I guess he's the Donald Trump of us.
Right.
But that's what it is. Because you can't never tell him nothing. He'll tell you, but you can't tell him.
Right. And yeah, he always
he gets into it with a lot of athletes.
He does. And like I said, he
kind of alluded to that when he had a face-to-face interview with Roland Martin a few years ago when they went back and forth with each other interviewing. And you know, the thing about people like Mr. Whitlock is he has all the facts. He has all the facts. He knows everything, but that's his job, because his job is to what? Draw people in, right? So
right.
Understanding the origin, what I was trying to tell Trav is about the cause and reaction and effects to things. It's like we talk about the effects of things, but the cause, the reasoning, that's what he's solely supposed to do. Now, he may sprinkle in how he really truly feels on top of that, but the thing of it is if I say what I need to, if I say this, I know it's going to push buttons. I know people are going to tune.
So you think? So he's just doing it for clickbait? He's just doing it to get attention? You think he?
Yeah.
You think you think he just take the other position just to get attention? Okay, all right. You know, I can believe that. You know, but for us talk.
If everybody was harmonic, if everybody said everything together, everybody had the same viewpoints, it wouldn't make for great television.
Okay.
Right. Of course. It's called debate.
Right. So you have to have. Now, I'm not with this man. I don't sit in his home when the lights is off and all these things, you know. So, but the thing of it is that that's his whole. He said the same. You go back and listen to the interviews he talked about with Trayvon Martin. All the things that he was talking about then, he rattled people up, you know. And that's you just got to understand when you're talking to a person, what is their agenda? What are they really? What is their motives behind whatever they're doing? See, we always talk about the scope of the man or the woman, but what is their agenda? What are they doing?
Got it.
That's my point to that.
Yeah, and I can agree. I mean, I don't follow him and I don't keep up with him, but you know, every time he responds to an athlete's political view or their position on something, it's always the other way, and I think he does it enough to warrant the point that you just made. You know that
when them cameras went off, that was already pre-approved from all of his people, his superiors and up. They probably called him and said, "Jason, great job, man. We love it."
So let me ask you this: so do you accuse him of being the Stephen A. of the Fox Sports? Do you accuse him of? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Exactly, huh? So that's his angle. He's trying to be the Stephen A. of Fox Sports.
If he didn't have a green light, Trav, if he wasn't green lighted.
Okay,
got it. They would have shut him down a long time ago.
Okay. So he's trying to be.
I
got it.
The economic, a lot of that is the economic. He's drawing people in. That's
Right.
the whole point of
Okay.
everything that we're talking about.
Okay, I got it.
If you and I are being controversial on here and we're saying things, I have a type of view versus you have more of a sinister. Eventually you're gonna get enough people, and people will be like, "Man, did you hear what Travis said? Man,
Right.
did you hear what Q said?" And it's gonna start following suit.
Got
Or
it.
our guests.
Got
Or
it,
our
got it.
guests.
Hey,
What do you think? What do you think the shows back then with oh my gosh, how they used to do so good? Because when they used to bring the Ku Klux Klans on the show, they knew bringing the
Phil
Ku Klux
Donahue.
Klan.
Phil Donahue. Yeah.
Right. When they knew those shows when Farrakhan bringing them. They
Yeah,
knew
I remember that. Phil Donahue.
Right. So that's my thing about that. Yeah.
Okay, Travis. Before you go, what do you make of the Indianapolis? Did you see the guy on that was running
Yeah, I
from the
got that
police?
too. I got that too. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead and talk about
he's
that.
a murder suspect. He was a murder suspect.
Oh, okay. They didn't say that.
So,
Oh,
right,
man.
but he was being chased, and of course, also some other things that you guys need to know about me a little bit.
Okay.
I just got out of law enforcement after 23 years.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Yes,
Ain't no congratulations. I hated every minute of it.
Oh,
I got tired
you
of
did.
dealing with people that look like me.
You know,
I hated it.
You know what, Travis? You know what? I get the same thing with, I work for the school system, and I work for a black school system, and you do. I think I've been doing it for 20 years. I've been doing it for 20 years now, and you do. You see the same thing. You see the same mistakes. Just every day, every year. It's just it's just the same old. But I tell everybody, I like kids. I mean, that's first things first. Before I even deal with, my community, I enjoy, I was a coach for several years. I've been a coach almost all my after I stopped playing, I was coaching. And so I love working with kids. I love kids. I love being around kids, and you just they're different. I've seen over the 20 years, I've seen them change. I remember you could, yell at a kid on the bus and say, "Hey, sit your butt down," But but 20 years later, everything has changed. You do that now, they'll go home, tell their parents, and now you got a conference, and you can't talk to them any type of way. And I feel you on that, man. I feel you on working in, you as a law enforcement, working in the black community, or working with the, with your people, and me working on the bus. You do. It gets frustrating. It does get frustrating because you see the same thing. You see the same mistakes being made. But I just understand. People always go. Every time I'm with my friends or I'm with somebody and a black person and do something, they always go. They always say, "Man, that's black folks for you," or they really be out, or they really be outraged. And the first thing that I say, is I'm not surprised. You just, what I do? I say, "That's my people, man." I just accept it. I be like, "That's my people. That's just my people. That's how they get down. That's just what they do." You know what I'm saying? I just embrace it. That's my people, man. That's just what they do. I
don't co-sign the ignorance.
I don't either. I don't either. But
even if we share the same pigmentation, that's like me co-signing with a plump idiot, and he look just like me. That doesn't mean that I'm supposed to support him and be like, "Yeah, we brothers." No,
you know what? I don't, but I just understand. That, I guess that's what I was trying to say. You know what? I don't condone anything they do that's negative or don't paint us in a good light. I'm just saying I understand. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Travis.
Can I interject for a second, Travis and Q? Can I interject?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, just so you guys know, if you haven't heard, Billy Bob and his son got arrested.
Oh, the guys that shot the jogger?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we'll wait to see if the grand jury is going to indict. The accusation is murder.
Breaking news.
is murder.
Here on the Big Trav and Q
That's
Show.
right. You heard it first.
Okay,
Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Travis.
Man, you're doing big things, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's.
Trav, before you go, so I had a question for you real quick. It's one of a topic I was going to talk to my co-host about. It's been stirring up a lot of noise recently, especially down in the southern region. So Puff Daddy went on news and he was doing an interview and he was saying that because of the Democratic elect Joe Biden, that we helped put him in, that we as black people should not be resigned to just giving our vote away to the Democratic electee. And he's been catching some flack behind that. Reason being is because there's 2 points of order that people are saying. Obviously, everybody is saying they want Trump out of office. I'll say his name for the podcast, but I usually refer to him as 45. But they want him out of office at any means. So they're saying, well, why is Puff Daddy coming now? He didn't say nothing about when everything was being going, when all the politicians were here and there. Now that he has been elected, now he wants to tell us to hold our vote.
You ready?
And
you ready?
And but I'm gonna give the other side of the coin, and I'm gonna let you respond. But there are people like Charlamagne the God and others, people that are saying, hey, now that we've elected this man, it is our right as African Americans to say, hey, we put you there. We need you to do something for us in exchange for our vote. So those are the two crossfires. Those are the two big scopes of point of views that's out there right now on social media and TV. So you can respond.
You ready? Real quick. Puff Daddy, he's sliding into irrelevancy. He's slowly dwindling into being non-existent anymore. Nobody too much cares about Puff Daddy anymore. To me, Puff Daddy brought all this stuff up, I think, basically, like we just said, clickbait. He wants to get back into the limelight again. Man ain't put an album out in 100 years. He hasn't done anything literally. So now, a lot of times when you want to get back when you want to get into the limelight, when you fell out of it, do that.
Not to interject, but he did recently buy and purchase Revolt Television, and he did purchase two chartering schools. I just put those out there. But
okay, well that's
in the grand scheme of things, I get your point. What you're saying.
That's great. I mean, that's great. But what happened was when this whole thing started, when Joe Biden announced that he was running, a lot of negative campaign and stuff came out. And I'm talking the time that he voted during with Hillary Clinton and all the rest of them when he did the voting on the 3-strike rule. He had a lot to do with that. So people wanted to say, well, how can you sit there and say that you want to lock black folks away? But the problem is that we as black people, we keep misconstruing that whole concept. You shouldn't have one strike. See, black people don't have strikes. Niggas do. And that's what everybody keep getting mixed up on.
Right.
Black folks don't have strikes.
Right.
I don't have any strikes against me. I don't go to jail. I don't do anything to put myself in jail. So, but I can tell you that if you walk up into the jails that I worked in, then you will understand why they got put away. Because these people are not. You can't put them and me in the same room and say they all the same people. Yeah, we might look alike. But we're not the same people. Joe Biden's whole situation when Hillary started that super predator crap, everybody sat back and said, "Oh my God, look what they're saying about us." They're not saying it about you. They're not saying it about you. But we love to put ourselves in that whole situation. Right. Stimulus checks, everything. To be honest with you, you know what black people was during this whole lockdown thing? You know what black folks was? At home with their kids, making sure they was at home and they were not doing anything.
Right.
So now, the other people, where were they? So those are the questions I'm saying. We got to stop getting offended if somebody yells the word nigger in public and everybody want to turn around and start running over there getting ready to fight. I mean, you saw the guy going through the supermarket with the KKK hood on. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Nobody accosted him. Not one person walked up to that man and said, "Hey, take that mask off. It's offensive." Nobody said nothing to him. But a black man running down the street, all the earmarkings are something that you want to make target practice out of. I got a problem with that.
You know,
whether he's a gang member or not is irrelevant.
You know what? When Diddy said that, it was confusing. So I was like, I took it as, so what you saying, Diddy, is that if Joe Biden don't do what we want him to do, we're gonna vote for Trump because the Democratic nomination had already happened. Joe Biden is our man. And he made it confused me so I had a question for him. So you saying that if Joe Biden don't do what we want him to do, we gonna vote for Trump? And then I seen everybody ate him up. Everybody ate him up. You had every political black person came in. They came on their social media and they dogged him. They said, listen here. They was like, this election is too important for you to be confusing voters with that BS, man. And everybody set, those political people, they set everybody straight on what Diddy said. They was like, disregard what Diddy said. Diddy need to clear that up. He really needs to come back and clear that up. This election is too important for you to be confusing people with that nonsense, man. That's what I think about it.
Well, Charlotte, the guy responded on Instagram, and he said that it's not unreasonable to ask for something in exchange for your vote because interest groups do it all the time. IRA. He went on and listed on in return because we influencers, not we, but I'm saying those who are part of those interest.
But you do that. But you do that while we're deciding on who we want our Democratic nominee to be. You need to do that. But Charlemagne was all over Joe Biden from the beginning. He was his whole thing was Joe Biden doesn't have a black agenda, and so Charlemagne was on it from the beginning. Now, I don't have a problem with what Charlemagne was saying, but he was over. I mean, I watched the Breakfast Club every day, and he was on top of Joe Biden from the beginning when they was doing the when they were doing the what do you call it? When they go on stage together, what is that called again? I'm slipping my mind.
Campaigning?
No. When the two Democratic when all of the Democratic nominees are on stage, what is that called? The
debate.
Yeah, the debate. Yeah. When they were, Charlemagne was on top of all of that from the debates. When the debates first started, he was like, Joe Biden doesn't have a black agenda. And he was on the Harris lady, the whole way. He wanted to Tamala Harris. Yeah, Tamala Harris. He wanted, that was who he wanted. So.
Well, the thing that's coming up now is that now that Joe has been nominated, now he has these allegations that are coming up right now. So it's like now you have two seemingly flawed individuals that are going to be going against each other. There have been sexual allegations that have been up against Trump, and there are now allegations that are coming up against Joe Biden. So Joe Biden is fighting that, and on top of the fact he's being pressured to now have a black woman as a running mate. So the dynamics are twofold for him. And they're saying all the 8 years that you was in office with Obama, what was your individual accomplishments that you were mustering? Are you just attaching yourself to the horse of what Obama was doing? So those are the things that we have. So if you really unpack what Diddy is saying, it's not that he was wrong about what he was saying. It's just the timing.
Yeah, it was too late. It was too late. I tell you what, Travis, go ahead and have the last word on this, and because we're gonna wrap this up. We got to get out of here.
Look, yeah, I know. Two things, real quick. The woman that the rumors on the Democratic side was that his running mate might be Stacey Abrams, and she's out of Georgia.
Okay.
So that's what all that's about. Now, secondly, I just got one question for you, and you can pin this for another show or whatever you want to do. That's fine with me.
Okay.
But I'm just sick of hearing we always asking folks for something. We always asking for this and we asking for that. Man, do you understand that this country right now, its success rate and everything is always been built on the backs of people who look just like us? And we still can't get ahead with nothing. Financially, we can't get anything. I put in for a small businessman's loan about 4 years ago. I wanted to buy, a couple of vans, lawn equipment, because I want to start my own lawn care service. You know what that Small Businessman Association told me? No.
Wow.
That's the problem I got. We can't get a break. We can't catch a break. We can't get any wealth in this country. We can't get anything. I'm tired of asking.
That's what Mr.
I'm tired of asking.
That's what Mr. Claude Anderson's point of view was. I'm not going to expand on it for our time period, but I'm pretty sure you know who Claude Anderson is. So
I do.
Dr. Claude Anderson. So he was actually saying the same thing about the asking point, but that would have been interesting to explore that. And we'll probably talk about that again.
Yeah, we'll get in that. We'll do some research on that and get into that on the next show. Okay, we want to thank our guests, both our guests, Mr. Coleman and Mr. Travis. Travis, go ahead and give your social media handles and the name of your show and what time and the times that you're on. Go ahead.
Okay, the name of my show is called The Point with Travis and Robert. It's on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You can go to Facebook and look it up. It's called The Point. The name of the point is in quotation marks, and it's The Point with Travis and Robert. And sometimes if you look at it, you'll see my videos and everything. And like I said, don't be a stranger. You guys come on over there, too, when y'all get a chance. Man, I'd love to talk to you guys again. I enjoyed the show. Thank you very much for everything. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Mr. Travis, for joining the show. All right. Okay. So what do you think, man?
You really did it, man. You brought the topic today. These were some really much needed discussion. I mean, what do you got to say, man? We breaking news on our podcast.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Travis, for doing that. Yeah, you know what, man? Well, that's what we do, man. That's what we do, man. We first of all, we you know what, we keep it real. We try to give everybody what they want. We talk about what everybody is talking about. That's the whole point.
There's nothing wrong with you being the Jason Whitlock and I'm being the Stephen A. Smith over here, man. There is nothing wrong with that, brother.
Nothing wrong with that.
We keep it real, man. But no, seriously, I just want to say thank you. And surprisingly, Trav, I don't know what you're monitoring on your end, but there's a lot of people who've been chiming in on our topic. So that means that people are really invested in our discussions. And I want to take the time to thank everybody and people who have been actually pouring in and giving us love. Don't forget, check us out. If you want to say Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. our regular time, on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page. Don't forget, hit Trav up if you want some topics you want to discuss. Subscribe button and follow us and let us know how you feeling about the show. That's all I got to say. Take it away, Trav.
Yeah. I just wanted to remind everyone our social media handles is on the screen right there. Like I said,
looking good, by the way. Looking good.
Yeah. Trying. Yeah, and there's the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram. Like we continue to say, please go to our Instagram. We need more followers. Please go to YouTube. We need more subscribers. That's how we get our A1 interviews. So with that being said, I want to see you guys tomorrow.
It's the Big Trav and Q Show. They waiting for just another damn podcast. Now let's go. Go.
It's the Big Trav and Q Show. So what you gonna do, bro? Q is from D-Town. We chillin' in the Momo. Travis from the mud. We call it Glass City. Swoop some red bones, and they was acting shifty. It's the Big Ballin' Podcast. All the others hot trash. 6 o'clock on the dot. Better make a quick dash. All the hot topics getting played in the tropics. We picking up steam. Yo, Q, they can't stop it. Let's go.